Hello and welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for checking it out. Well, today the weather is absolutely pants. You can probably hear it. It's nigh on gusting gale force winds out here, and I was supposed to do a little walk down nature reserve, but that ain't going to happen today because it would be pointless filming. I don't have the equipment. I'm doing everything on a very extremely I'd say budget phone, so you know everything is pretty handicapped in that regards. But I do have a little job I'm going to try and get out of the way, and it involves trying to plug a little gap in my hedge. The original occupants used to throw grass clippings into the field behind when they mowed the lawn, but over years that built up and basically it sterilised the whole area. Now I've gradually brought it, well, I cleaned it up because the person in the field who owned the field behind us, they kind of mentioned that they would like that situation sorted because they were incoming people as well. They'd moved down from up country and obviously they wanted that sorted. So basically I spent a day clearing that up, which was quite annoying because it wasn't me that put it there. But anyway, I now have a dog and I want to plug a small gap. I don't want to go and buy plants or trees or shrubs because this is an ancient hedge and I would like to keep it so. So I've identified a few little saplings and plants on a verge and a hedge that belongs to a farmer I know, and I'm going to take a few of those and they will be in natural keeping to what's already in this hedge. Hazel, elder, blackthorn, hawthorn, and you know, items of that like. So I'm just going to restock my hedge on that bit to boost it up and obviously give me protection against the dog shooting out and keep the hedge natural. And here we go, look at it. It's nigh on gusting gale force when it does actually come through. You can see the trees over there. They're really moving when it gusts. Now, the gap in question is down here, and I'll quickly show you. You'll have to excuse the noise. It's right here. And you can see this gap here. And obviously that's where all the grass clippings went. I've got grass coming through, but it's going to take a long time for that to heal up, so I'm going to help it along. I do have hawthorn on that side and on this side, so I possibly won't get any hawthorn. I'll probably get some blackthorn and some hazel to re-establish this bit here. So here I have one hazel tree. Obviously the leaves are beginning to die back, and it's possibly the wrong time of year to do this, but you know, hey ho, this is the time I've got available to do this project, so I'm going to use it. But yeah, as you can see, there's a nice little sapling there, and I should be able to, with a simple trowel, just get the root ball from that one in there and transplant it to its new home, and hopefully it will take. So here I have a blackthorn runner which has come out onto the verge, onto the road, and the hedge is obviously there which holds its parent plants. But there's 2 or 3 along this verge which are going to get mowed and destroyed. So I'm going to take these and transplant them in my hedge. I'm saving them, and obviously it gives me a hedge in the process. Well, I've got a hazel and I've got some blackthorn, but I'm looking for an older now, and possibly, you know, a couple more hazel, small ones, just in case the big one didn't take. When I say big, it's only like 12 inches, but you know, I'll plant a couple while I'm at it. But yeah, it's quite frustrating actually. The leaves are still on the trees and it's not as far gone as I hoped. And obviously as a stick maker, I'm waiting and I pay a lot of attention to the leaves, like you see up there. For me, it's quite important that, you know, I pay attention to when they're dropping in the season. I could legally cut sticks now because it's no longer, you know, required by me of law, you know, because of bird nesting season, to not cut anything. That's long since passed. But for me to get my full your eyes on vision of what I'm actually doing and cutting, I really need the leaves gone. And you know, it's pointless cutting sticks to then reject them or them not be fit for purpose. So you know, it's kind of like more environmentally sound for me to wait for the leaves as well. But that being said, yeah, they are clinging on this year. You can clearly see the leaves on the floor. You know, a majority have gone, and they are well on their way. The other ones, you know, they're not going to be long. They're well past anything that is going to stay on the tree for very long. But you know, for me, like I just said, it's quite frustrating because some years by now the canopies are pretty much empty, and it stops me having to rush around to harvest my sticks. But yeah, as you can see, there is plenty down here that are dropped. But anyway, back to the situation in hand. I need to find a hazel tree and an alder tree. So the hunt continues. And here's a hazel tree I've selected there. As you can see, I'm trying to get one where I can get a bit of a root ball around it and not destroy too much of the roots. This one looks like it was actually an individual tree, and it's not just a runner off a main tree, so hopefully there will be a big enough root ball to allow this one to survive the winter and pretty much rejuvenate in spring. Now this might seem a small and almost redundant project to a lot of people, just, you know, filling up a small gap in a hedge, but I get immense satisfaction, you know, with the waiting game. I'll be planting these and I'll have a lot of expectation and anticipation to see them grow, and if indeed they do, you know, I suppose you could argue it's a little bit like a gambler, you know, throwing the money down on the table and waiting to see whether you win. Yeah, I like to play this game and and see if they do take. But when they do, it gives me that winning feeling of real satisfaction. But I'm just about to take a small alder tree and I'll show you. So here's the alder tree I'm going to take. It's only a small one, and like I said, you know, it's a gamble whether it'll take or not. And I should possibly be doing this in the spring, but I'm hoping this will take. It's flanked by a pretty big hawthorn tree, and that's got some pretty vicious thorns on it. But I actually have a load of other alders surrounding me. There's some that aren't in that good a condition, they've died back. But yeah, there's plenty more where this came from in here. So, you know, I'm not disadvantaging the, you know, ecosystem here. In fact, you know, I'm transplanting this just a few hundred meters back into my hedge, so it's, you know, it's all within the same scope and boundaries of the same environment. And this area that I'm in will be earmarked at some point to be cleared. So you can see that I've got two little alders and that one hazel, and that will be enough, and I hope they will take and survive in the hedge. So let's get back home and transplant them. So as I've said, these plants that I've taken are all present in my hedge here now. It's just that I obviously do not want to wait for natural progression, which could take a few years to reach this empty spot. I haven't taken or damaged anything that won't be missed or be able to regenerate, and indeed, like, you know, hopefully they'll have a better start, because where I've taken these small plants or saplings, they're being overtaken and overshadowed by other plants. So, you know, and like I said, I really get satisfaction in seeing you know, plants come to their full potential, and hopefully these will do it. But it's late autumn going into winter, we won't actually know till spring and summer if these have taken and will succeed. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see on that. Well, that's one of the hazel trees there. There's two of the blackthorn, there's the two elder, and there's another hazel tree. So hopefully one out of the two species that I've got here will take in that hedge. It's not that big an area, so you know, as you can see, I've got about 1.5 meters to cover. So, you know, hopefully I will get good coverage and it give them a good opportunity to grow here. Well, that's all the plants and trees and shrubs planted there. We'll have to see whether they take. It's just a gamble. I've done the best I can. It's just been raining. I am totally soaked. But yeah, hopefully this will take up the area. I've had to come a bit further back in because that drops off at such an angle and it's not on my boundary then. So yeah, hopefully that will fix the measure and it will be in keeping with all the plants that are and trees and that are in the hedge at the moment. Right then, that's the end of this little project. It's just a case to wait, and if we're all around next year, we'll see if any of those have taken. But yeah, I haven't got on the trail today and a bit disappointed. But the weather, it's Halloween, or should we say getting ready for Halloween. The kids have got a few things to do. It just wasn't going to happen today. So yeah, I'll catch you out on the trail, and this is Andy. All the best. Take care.